Hey everybody, Joe Lowry, what a day. And my guest at this time is someone who is a rising star in the pro wrestling world. And, I consider a great character for this sport. You may have seen her on AEW Dark, taking on the likes of Red Velvet and Diamante. Let's give a cool Whattaday welcome to the coolest wrestler all the way from the Ice Garden, the talented, the lovely, the beautiful Lady Frost.
Hey, Joe, what a day.
There you go. There you go. I have to admit, I love your character. You don't see many characters in the business anymore, or you see the same ones over and over. I love it. I've been watching your matches. I love their introductions and all that stuff. You're very talented. My first question is, how did you get the Lady Frost moniker?
So it sort of happened on accident, I suppose. I was named by another television company, Jamie Frost, with some extra work. And my husband and I, we work a tag gimmick, and we are a lady and a gentleman. So I kept Lady and kept Frost at the end, and the character just sort of evolved in the way that I saw fit.
I love it. I love it. And of course, you got the snow and all that stuff. So when Sting came along and did the snow thing, well, I mean, were you supposed to pop on with him or not? I mean, that was great. I'm like, oh my goodness. I love it. You blow the snow and all that stuff. Now, thanks to social media, I've been able to watch some of your matches, and I got to tell you, you are very talented. I sound like a fan all of a sudden. You're very athletic. You have a great ring presence and so forth. So it's a no-brainer getting you on television. How did AEW, how did you get on their radar?
It was actually another promoter and coach himself, and saw some of my work. I worked a couple shows for him, and he put in the word, and that was it. I got an email, so... Nice. I was very, very fortunate that I had someone step up for me.
Nice, nice. So, I mean, when did you start watching pro wrestling? I hear all the stories. I ask the same question. Everybody has a different story. Sometimes not, but mostly they do. Your first taste of pro wrestling, TV, in-law, father, mother, whatever. You tell me.
So my grandfather was a professional wrestler, studio wrestling days. So I did watch it when I was a child. I did go to a live house show in Pittsburgh when they came when I was really young. And I didn't watch it really growing up or as an adult until I met my husband. And yeah, that's when I got my first taste of independent wrestling. And I was blown away. I was like, what the heck is this? It was so bizarre. I was like, you're in a fire hall and it's just not what you see on television.
Yeah.
But it is my favorite story. A little girl came up to me with those big beady eyes and she said, can I have an autograph? And I was nobody.
That's awesome.
I was just, my husband's girlfriend at the time and was selling his t-shirts. And I was just like, sure, what do you want? Take it all. Have everything. I didn't even know what to sign, but that was it. It was kind of game over. Once I started going to some shows and got in the ring, it was history.
Now, who did you watch growing up? I mean, did you have any favorites, male, female, anybody that stood out to you?
I don't remember a lot because I was so young, but I do have Cherokee Indian heritage, so I remember Tatanka.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I love the entrance, the music, it was just loud, boisterous. And I always saw that sort of that's one person that stood out to me that made an impact. And I think I'm very much like an entrance person. I love that first impression. When anyone comes out of the curtain, I can feel who you are, what you're doing, your intentions. It's very important. And I love the character aspect.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, you have that. That entrance is so cool. And I'm sure you've been complimented on before, but I like it. I mean, I think it's different. I mean, it's you're just not going out and doing whatever. You have a great entrance. So I can tell that you fell in love with the pageantry of it all and so forth. So that's great. So that's got to be a first. Your grandfather was a studio wrestler back in the day?
Yeah.
Anybody we know?
With Bruno Sammartino.
Okay.
For a little bit. His name was Batman. The Batman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I remember him. He might be on the WWE Network on the old All-Star Wrestling shows.
Maybe.
It sounds familiar. I'm being serious. I'm like, wow, that sounds familiar because I'm a historian. I like the old stuff. Even before I started watching in 81. Yeah. But I like to go back to the 60s and 70s. And the studio wrestling is probably what put wrestling on the map, obviously with the TVs and all that stuff. So I'll ask another typical question before I get really into things. Do you have a dream match or an opponent that you would love to face, either past, present, or future?
So this is always a finicky question for me because I don't have dream opponents per se. I think magic happens when you least expect it or a story is built. There's no just like, I have to fight this person. Like, yes, there are a lot of people, but I think real magic happens when you become invested in the story.
True. Yeah.
And you never know who it's going to be. I've done some tag work. Like, I know you've seen Bear Country on AEW. They're amazing. Never did I think I have to fight those guys. But we had a blast with them, and those were great opponents. So I think you get unlikely pairings, and those sometimes create better chemistry.
Right. And I love that attitude, because I'll be the first to tell you that that's the first time I heard that answer, because a lot of people are chasing something, you know, whether it's past, present, or future. It kind of puts them on that path that, okay, I want to be like this person. Here, you're open-minded and all that. That's a great attitude to have. That's awesome.
Thanks.
So, with that being said, I don't know if you know this, but here at Whattaday, we like to get to know our guests a little bit better. We do it more creatively and fun. So I'm going to ask you some questions, quick questions. It's kind of like a word association game. So you just tell me the first thing that pops in your head when I ask you the question. It's not bad. Trust me. It's good. It's harmless, but it's fun. It gets to know, gets people to know you better. So, all right. Are you ready, Lady Frost?
I'm ready.
All right. Awesome. Favorite color?
Lady Frost's favorite color is white.
White. Awesome. Is that really a color? No, that is a color.
It's actually a void of color. So
an absence of color, right? Something like that?
No, the absence of color
is black.
Okay. White is the accumulation of all colors. So I guess I'll have to pick light blue.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Favorite food?
Sushi.
Sushi, really? Wow. Okay. All right. So since Easter is coming up, marshmallow peeps. You know those marshmallow peeps?
Gross.
Okay,
Disgusting.
Good. You got to answer the question. No, do you eat them or give them away?
Give them away. I hope I never even have them in my hand, though.
Most people say that. That's so funny. All right, here's a good one. Have you ever re-gifted a present, and if so, what was it?
For sure. It was a candle, and I wasn't crazy about the scent, and it's a great re-gift because it's untouched and it looks brand new, and you can give it to almost anyone. The
proverbial candle. I love it. Just out of curiosity, what flavor was it? What scent was it? If you remember. That bad, huh?
I'm going to throw a bonus in for you because this is my small family tradition. Speaking of re-gifting, this is like one of the only traditions. Someone had a tea towel that they gifted to someone in the family, and then that woman, which was my grandma on one side, re-gifted that tea towel to my other grandma the next year. And my grandma was like, you just got this last year and you re-gifted it to me. So it was like a little Christmas tea towel. So then the next year, that grandma re-gifted it to someone else in the family. Okay. And then for like, I want to say 20 years, this tea towel has just been going around. We pass it every year. Like, who has the tea towel? Don't forget it. You have to give it to someone else. So
that's awesome. That's like the wavy cat in my family. We have a wavy cat that people just keep re-gifting over. It turns out to be a joke gift, but it keeps going around. So that's awesome. Yes. All right, next one. Besides wrestling, if you could be one thing or anyone for one day, what would it be?
For one day?
Anything, anyone?
This is a challenging question.
People give some good answers. Some people want to be painters, photographers. You know,
I would probably be a vagabond and just not have something to do because I work so many jobs.
A vagabond. I love it. I love it. That's classic.
Nobody for a day.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Most embarrassing moment.
Most embarrassing moment.
We've all had them.
I know. I feel like we have a ton of them.
Throw one out there.
I think in my second match ever, if we're talking like wrestling wise.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever you want to share.
I went to get on my husband's shoulders and I slipped right off. We went to do like a tag move. And I climbed up thinking like I was all agile and like we had zero timing, nothing. I just fell. So that was pretty embarrassing.
Now, did you fall because there was too much oil on him or you or what?
I don't know. We were trying to do some like Cirque du Soleil things. We weren't as polished as we are now. But I think like he went to jump, I went to jump, like the Iggy was off.
Oh God.
And, like, it was a disaster. Like I went down.
So I gotta ask, how was the crowd when that happened?
I think he saved it. So I went down and he just came with a big lariat, and like they didn't really react.
Oh,
and
good.
They didn't know us either. Like it was my second match, so
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
Just stay buried.
All right. Have you ever been on a blind date?
No, I have not been on a blind date ever.
You'd be surprised at the answer to those questions. A lot of yeses.
Right.
Kind of a pandemic related question. This one gets a lot of good, interesting answers. How long have you gone without showering?
Oh, I don't know. I think so. I have like a caveat because we have a hot tub, like chlorine almost showers you. And during quarantine, we were in the hot tub every day.
Okay. So
like I get a pass.
Well, I asked that because people hit the road a lot of times and they're driving and sometimes they don't have time for showers. I've heard 5 days. I've heard a week. I've heard 2 weeks.
No, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. Like I will stop anywhere at a fitness 19, a gym, something. There's no way. I can't. 2 days is hard. I'm sure there was like a 3-day period. There's a hot tub involved. So
yeah, I hear you there. I hear you. So that segues into sweatpants. So long as you spent in sweatpants.
Probably days during quarantine for sure.
Okay, that's a good one. All righty, awesome. And the other question I had here, it's kind of a weird one. Where is it? I just had it right there. Okay, what is something that you are very good at that nobody knows that you're good at, but you want to let them know you're good at it?
I don't know if people would know. Maybe from photos, but interior design.
Okay.
I guess is a hobby of mine.
So you're going to decorate the house and all that stuff, and
yeah, we flipped a couple properties, so that's definitely something that I'm into.
So you go ahead, flip the house, and you design the inside of it and so forth.
Yeah, you stage it.
Yep, awesome. Yep. That's really cool. Awesome. All right, excellent. Well, see, that was easy, right?
That was pretty easy.
No bad. So what's next for Lady Frost? What's coming up? What's on the agenda? I know the pandemic's starting to turn the corner a little bit in some areas of the country. I see a lot of independent shows are creeping back up. What's going on with Lady Frost? What's coming up for her?
Next week, I'm in Alabama against Kimberly, so that should be a really good match.
Awesome.
Yeah. We'll be in Tampa.
Okay. For Mania weekend, is that where you're going?
Real.
Okay.
Still life. So that's for Game Changer Wrestling.
Yep.
And then we have a little bit more in the pipeline coming up. They're just not announced. So a little bit here and there.
So, but you're getting back on the road and stuff, so things are picking up.
Yeah.
That's good. That's really good. Yeah. Any plans for AEW? Any other promotions that are out there that are looking at you that you know of?
Nothing right now that I know of.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I want to thank you for coming on. I know we try to keep this nice and short. Quickly tell fans how they can reach you on social media. I'm
Real Lady Frost across the board, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I have a big cartel at Lady Frost.
Awesome.
A Patreon at Pretty Proper. That's the tag. And then a Pro Wrestling Tees store at Lady Frost also.
Oh my God. You have a whole menu, whole plethora of stuff to get all this.
A little bit for everyone. So
I found you easy. Google Lady Frost and boom, everything comes up.
It should pull up.
That's awesome. Well, I want to thank you for your time for coming on. Do you have any messages for the fans out there who support you?
Fans are everything. I love you. Thank you for your support, regardless of who I am in the ring. As a person is really important to me. I try to connect with everyone and show everyone that we appreciate that they're there for us, supporting us, buying our merch. And just being interactive even on social media is enough. So thank you very, very much. All right. Thank you so much for coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Lady Frost from AEW Dark. And she has a lot of stuff coming up. So you can check her out on social media at The Real Lady Frost on Twitter. And from there, you can go ballistic with her social media presence and all that good stuff. Again, I want to thank you so much for coming on. As for me, everyone, stay tuned for more interviews on Bill Apter's OneWrestlingVideo.com. But for now, I'm Joe Lowry. What a day.